Well, David Boreanaz joins us now. He is on the new show, SEAL Team on CBS. It's going to be premiering on Wednesday evening. So thrilled to have you here. This is near and dear to my heart because my husband was in the military. So anytime I see shows like this, I'm completely on board. Wow. For you, how important was it to get the authenticity and just kind of explain the plot line?
You know, for me personally, when the show was presented to me, I was able to talk to a Tier 1 guy who is an executive on our show, and you know, it really struck a chord with me because he wanted to set the record straight in a way that was truthful and balanced. These guys are, they go on, yes, intense missions and ops, and they're deployed and they're away from their family. But what really hit me was the fact of how they struggle at home, and people don't really understand that. So we want to really shed light on that and make it a character-driven show. I mean, it's a workplace show, and it's about that DNA. Sure, they can go overseas on these ops and these dangerous missions, and they're intense. And Jason Hayes, the character that I play, he's a leader. He's like a quarterback, you know, driving the field, and he's one of those guys that has to keep it all together. But inside there, he's struggling with a lot of stuff, and when he gets home, it's hard for him to deal with his relationship with his wife, his kids, missing recitals, missing football games, you know, home stuff, barbecues, moments, first communions. As do the other team members that are on the team with him. So when I spoke to this guy, it humbled me and said that this is the right thing for me to do at this time. And there I was 2 days later shooting, and it's been very exciting for me.
How physically challenging is it?
It's very challenging, I think, for the mind, more so than the physical aspect of it. Yes, it is. There's a lot of work that we do because we shoot from the perspective of the team going in from the SEALs row is behind us. It's shot in very documentary style. Chris Chulak, who did Narcos and you know, Southland from Showtime, it represents that look. So it's very real and hard looking. And that's what we want to portray. You want to feel what we're going into. And then when you come home, you want to get into our heads and see what goes on behind those doors. And it's a complex situation. What do you hope this will bring to the regular people at home watching that maybe don't have a connection to someone that served in the military and watched firsthand these struggles? Right. I think that's what we want to show is those struggles and how they deal with certain things. They're heroes, and then they're put on these pedestals. But when they come home, they get into fights about putting Christmas tree lights up, you know, how to untangle them, and they're untangling their minds, and it's difficult, and it's hard to see that, and I want to shed that light, and if I can scratch that surface and represent what they do and how they protect us, and while we're all at home snuggling and complaining about certain things, it's nice to know that we're safe. We are, and I want to show that. You recently were able to do a screening on the Intrepid. Yes. With a bunch of the vets. Yeah. How was that? How did they receive it? It was great. They received it very welcoming. You know, it was an amazing experience to see the people that were there and the veterans, and it was heartwarming, and I was just so very proud to be a part of that. To first and all, step on a ship. It's built in 1944 and saw its deployment and the action it's seen, and then to go down below and be in that ship and watch that type of show was, in my mind was like, it's the coolest thing ever. It is. But inside, you're humbled because you feel the energy of the people that are out there that have lost sons, that have lost brothers, and you just crumble inside, and they come up to you and they give you coins. They shake your hands and they give you these military coins, and which is such an honor. It is. It is a huge honor in that community. It's huge in that community. And now you're 6 certified. Explain what that means. That means that it's honored to be 6 certified. We get it right, and the consultants on our show and the people that are on it, the 41 veterans that are hired on our show, have gotten it right, and they've gotten it right because they've taken the time, and they said, leave us alone, Hollywood. Let us portray. Let's do it right. And we're really proud of that. And the guys that work on it with us, Tyler Gray, who's a Delta guy, is right next to me, you know, when we go on these missions. And you know, I love you, Tyler. He's just a great guy, man. So we get it right. So for the ladies out there that may be watching this, is there at least any kind of love? Is there some drama? Okay, good. I mean, Jason Hayes is very conflicted right now. So he's going through a breakup. You know, he doesn't know what to do with that. You know, Mandy, who's played by Jessica Paré, who works at the CIA, they may have a history or in the past, so that's going to start to kind of bubble in maybe the 7th or 8th episode. And we also have someone coming in, I think in the 6th episode, which could be a translator that was smuggled into the United States. And that's going to be interesting. And she's an Afghan woman, and we'll see what happens with that one.
Wow, you got a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Tuned.
There's a lot going on with the relationships, and so he's trying to get that one down. That's
We're going to need
very
a roadmap.
complicated.
That's
You
great.
will. You will.
David, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate
The
it.
SEAL Team Wednesdays at 9 right here on CBS. Tune in.